Now, the 24th of August marks Ukraine's independence from erstwhile Soviet Union. The day is usually marked by grand parades and also festivities, but this year, Kyiv has decided to ban all public celebrations, citing a heightened threat of a possible attack by the Russian forces on the capital city. Now, the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has warned the citizens, claiming that Moscow could try something particularly ugly in the run-up to Wednesday, which marks the 31st anniversary of Ukraine's independence from the erstwhile Soviet Union. And what is interesting is that tomorrow also marks exactly 6 months since Russia invaded into Ukraine. The United States too has got similar intelligence. They believe that Russia is planning to launch some fresh attacks against Ukrainian civilians and government infrastructure. Expressing its concerns, the United States has said that they have credible information that Russia is actually stepping up its efforts. The United States has also advised its citizens to leave Ukraine immediately. Fearing renewed rocket attacks, authorities in Kyiv have moved to ban public events related to Independence Day celebrations. While in Kharkiv, a northeastern city, the second largest city in Ukraine, a curfew has now been extended until Thursday. In the port of Kyiv, authorities have planned a precautionary order for the residents to work from home on Tuesday and Wednesday. In addition to that, a mandatory evacuation is being carried out in the frontline areas, and around 750,000 people are being evacuated as the government is not able to provide basic amenities and security to these people, fearing intensified attacks from Russia. Ukraine is also moving its people and has described it as the biggest movement of people in the history of independent Ukrainian state. The war has so far displaced at least about 12 million Ukrainians, many of them internally, and about half of them have also fled from the country. The government says that it expects another 220,000 to be evacuated from the Donetsk region in eastern Ukraine before the winter sets in. All right, now to give us more insights in terms of what exactly is happening in Ukraine and how is Kyiv going about with its preparations ahead of the Independence Day celebrations tomorrow that are slated to take place, we're being joined in by Yuri Sak from Kyiv, who is an advisor to Ukraine's defense minister. Now, Mr. Sak, this of course is a crucial moment in terms of what's happening in the war. Tomorrow marks exactly 6 months since Russia invaded Ukraine, and also tomorrow is your 31st independence anniversary from the former Soviet Union. And in keeping with this, Ukraine has said that it has got intelligence that Russia might try something really ugly. What is the threat that you perceive from Russia tomorrow?
Hello, and thank you for inviting me. Indeed, tomorrow is a great national celebration for our country. It's our Independence Day. And this is a holiday, this is a celebration which we take very seriously. And indeed, this will be also a day when we will have 6 months of this aggressive war against Ukraine. And I would like to stress that this is a war, the aggressive war, which the Russian aggressor was hoping to conduct in 3 days. They were planning to conquer the whole of Ukraine, maximum in 7 days. And, our Minister of Defense, Alexei Reznikov, he personally saw in the Russian tanks, which were abandoned by the occupiers near Kyiv, he saw that they were taking with them, when they were trying to conquer Kyiv, they had parade uniform in their tanks. So they were planning to conduct this war very quickly and to destroy Ukrainian leadership and to occupy our territory completely. Instead of that, what we have now is a parade of Russian destroyed tanks on the Kyiv central street, Krishchatik. We are a nation that has been very, very heroically defending our country and European freedom from the Russian aggressor. And ahead of tomorrow's celebration, of course, we are now on high alert because Russia, in addition to being a war criminal and a terrorist state, has a very strange way of treating certain dates. So, of course, Ukraine's Independence Day, and independence is essentially what Russia wants to destroy. Russia wants to destroy Ukraine's independence, and it wants to destroy Ukrainian people. This is why we're referring to this as genocide, and this is why we are calling on the international community to recognize Russia officially as a state sponsor of terrorism. So tomorrow is a big day, but I want to also stress that we have been living in the atmosphere of missile terror from Russia for the last 6 months. Every day, Russia conducts missile strikes at Ukrainian cities. Every day, peaceful Ukrainian citizens are dying from these missile strikes. So in one respect, tomorrow will be unfortunately, an ordinary day for the new normal, which we have been living in since February 24th. But we hope that our fears will not come true, and we hope that tomorrow's celebration will not be spoiled by another atrocity on the part of Russia.
All right. So tomorrow, you hope, would not be spoiled by another atrocity by Russia. Now, this is an issue that a lot of people are talking around the world, especially in the aftermath of what has happened in the case of Daria Dugina, the daughter of Alexander Dugin, the philosopher and the far-right thinker, someone who's considered to be the brain of Vladimir Putin. Russia has unequivocally accused Ukraine for having carried out her assassination. What does Ukraine have to say for it?
Our official position is very simple. We are not Russians. We are not, unlike them, terrorists. We do not fight with civilian population. We do not fight even with those civilians who are hateful towards Ukraine. Because as you probably know, for example, Mr. Dugin, before he used to say, when he was asked about Ukraine, he said Ukrainians must be killed, killed, and killed. And his late daughter, who was killed in that accident, in that terrorist attack, which we are tempted and we are prone to believe that this was a false flag terrorist operation. Okay, so our intelligence services say that this most probably was an insider job. This was a provocation by the Russian special services themselves. So, but we do not even carry out strikes and killings of those people because we are a civilized democracy. We fight our enemy on the battlefield and we value the human life very highly.
All right. And also, Mr. Sak, I need to ask you with respect to what has happened in Crimea over the course of the last 10, 12 days. Because your president, Volodymyr Zelensky, had been stating that Ukraine will stage a counterattack, that Ukraine will reconquer Crimea that has now been occupied by Russia. And what we've seen over the course of the last 10, 15 days is that there have been a series of mysterious and unexplained explosions that have targeted Russian military installations. Ukraine has not directly claimed responsibility for a lot of these attacks that have taken place inside Crimea. But my question that I want to ask you is Ukraine behind many of these mysterious and unexplained explosions that have targeted Russian military installations?
Let's be clear. Crimea is a sovereign territory of Ukraine. It's an internationally recognized territory of Ukraine, which was illegally annexed by Russia in 2014. This is an internationally recognized fact. Point number one. Point number two, we have two things to say to the Russian occupiers. And we have been saying this not from the last month, but this was our position all the while. Since Crimea is part of Ukraine, of course, we will liberate it sooner or later. It all depends just on how quickly we will receive international assistance and high-precision weaponry. Third point, all we have to say to the Russian occupiers who are in Crimea, as well as in other temporarily occupied parts of Ukraine, they have to quit smoking and they have to get out from our country.
All right. I think that's as far as much as what you would say. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Yuri Sak, for joining us from Kyiv and getting us all those insights.
Thank you.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.